positivity generates positivity, and positive people tend to associate with other positive people and other positive thinkers, and they talk about positive things. Same thing holds true with negative thinking people. Negative people talk about negative things, and they herd together with other people that talk about negative things. The challenge with that is it also becomes cancerous and can become cancerous to other people. So as you think about the power of positive thinking or negative thinking, remember that it's not just you that's influenced by that, but your peers, your colleagues at work, your friends at school, your children, your parents. Positive thinking has a power that's within it that dictates how others react around you. Let me give you an example of positive thinking. So, as I came home from the hospital a few months down the road, it was my thinking that prevented me from being productive as a father. My wife wanted me to go outside and play soccer with her and the kids. Now, I wasn't thinking too positively about this situation. I didn't think that soccer was a very productive way for me to use my time. I mean, what good could I do out on the soccer field? I can't kick the ball. That's obvious. My legs are numb. I am paralyzed. I can't catch the ball. These hands are paralyzed. I can't wheel very well on the grass. So that's not really an option. The grass, I just didn't think that was a possibility. And so I didn't want to, I wasn't thinking positively about her suggestion of going to play soccer out on the grass. And so I sat in the front room just like this. Something like this. I mean, I might have used two hands too. I don't remember exactly, but I remember my thoughts. I remember being not happy. I remember that I was upset at her. I'm not saying she was doing anything wrong. I'm just saying that I didn't like the fact that she was out there and I wasn't, because I was the one that was supposed to play ball with my kids. I remember very, very, very clearly being upset with God due to my circumstance, for sure. And I'm in the front room of my house and I'm looking out the window, watching her laugh with the kids in a positive atmosphere and a positive engagement outside. And I'm just one wall away on the inside, looking out the front windows of our house, very negative and very upset. And I just didn't like that scenario. So now I got a choice to make. So here's something that's cool about positive thinking. You have a choice to make too. You can choose to change that circumstance of negative thinking, just like I could choose, or I could choose to stay and sit there and still be angry. So I waited a little while longer, and finally enough, it just was eating at me so much that I decided to act on an instinct. Now, my instinct is what got to me. My impression was to go outside and engage with them, but I didn't want to play. I wanted to, just an incremental step, just open the front door, if I could get it open with my hands, and then just wheel out over the threshold and just go out on top of the patio. And then there's a ramp that goes down to where they were playing, a ramp that goes down to the grass. But don't go down the ramp, just stay up on top and watch them play soccer. So that was my impression. That was my thought from God. That was my full extent of my potentials. I'm just gonna think positive. I'm going to try this out. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it doesn't come back and haunt me or bite me in the butt. And so I did that. I opened up the door. It took me a few seconds, but I got the latch done. I wheeled over the threshold, and there I was. Now all of a sudden on the patio, and the ramp that goes down, and my kids and my wife, to their astonishment, looked at me like, oh, what's he going to say? Is he going to get mad? Is he going to get angry? Is this going to be negative? Is it going to be positive? And I say something out loud that's positive. I said, are you guys okay if I watch? And when I said, are you okay if I watch, I think it probably caused them to be astonished. I mean, they'd never seen that before. The looks on their faces. And I'll never forget the younger boy, the 3-year-old, the kid, at that point said, no, Dad, we don't want you to watch. We want you to play. My response, I'll never forget it. I said, no, I don't want to play. I'm happy right here. I'm good. I just want to watch. I don't want to play. Do you guys realize that when you're in a wheelchair, you don't have any say about what happens to you in your life? You understand that, right? This little 3-year-old kid ran up to the top, ran up the ramp. 3-year-old kid. Think about that. The power of positivity. He ran up the ramp, grabbed onto my wheelchair from the back. 3 years old. I mean, what am I going to do to a 3-year-old kid? And I don't have much control over my body anyway. He wheeled me down the ramp, wheeled me out onto the grass with his mom's help, and said, "Dad, you can be the goalie." I said, "Oh, I don't want to be the goalie. I don't want to play soccer. I just want to watch." That's all. That was the extent of my vision. That was my whole purpose in just coming out. I just want to watch, just engage with you guys a little bit. I don't want to play. I just want to watch. Without even listening to me, as though everything that I said went in one ear and out the other. Parents, you know what I'm talking about. They didn't hear a thing I said. He grabbed the 2 orange cones for the goalie they were using, and he put one by this tire and one by this tire. And he said this, "Dad, now you're going to be the best goalie in the world. Nobody will ever score on you. Because each time we kick the ball, Dad, to the goal, it's going to hit you in the legs. But Dad, Mom told us you can't feel your legs anyway, so it shouldn't hurt you, Dad." Now, the only difference between you and them is you might be giggling a little bit. And they weren't. They were dead serious. "Dad, when we kick the ball, no one will ever score on you, Dad. And you'll be the best goalie in the world." They were dead serious. Positive thinking. I want you to know that I do play soccer with my kids today as they've gotten older. And one day I will play soccer with their children, my grandchildren. And I will be the best goalie in the world because no one's ever scored on me yet, and I don't plan on anybody ever scoring on me ever.